breakdown for the first time as a Philadelphia sports fan. I was like,
racing?
Yes. Dude, I had enough. The Eagles just lost 3 in a row. The Flyers get trounced by Martin Tan, St. Louis, and Vinny LeCavier. And then Birdstone comes and kicks Smarty Jones' ass in the Belmont. I have a mental breakdown. I sit in my closet for 3 hours saying I wish I was born in another city.
Really?
God,
all over a horse.
Yeah. Now it's a glue stick.
Exactly. And then you went to art class the next week and, put that together.
I still remember.
Okay, that what's funny is?
That might be worse than me.
That's irrational.
Yeah, it's irrational.
That one's irrational.
The fact that you remember Birdstone 21 years later.
I was PO'd. Like, I was not happy with that.
I still remember. What's the second one? The Kentucky Derby. Is that the second race? I don't know. There's Preakness, is Belmont. Which one's the second one?
Kentucky Derby's first.
Preakness second.
So Preakness second. So
Belmont third.
So Smarty Jones had already won the Kentucky Derby, right? I was at, what the hell was that? The restaurant called attached to Citizens Bank Park that closed.
McFadden's?
I was at McFadden's before the Phillies game. My parents and I and my sister, we got the meal before the game at McFadden's.
Okay. Was Eric Gregg bartending?
I don't know.
God rest his soul.
But I know that.
But not his strike zone.
The second race was about to happen, and nobody went to the game. Everybody sat. Like, the game had started. Everybody wanted to watch. Everybody wanted to watch. And, dude, when he won, the place went nuts because it was the second race. And now all of a sudden he's one win away from getting the Triple Crown.
Really?
Dude, I was amazed by how even my dad, who's a die-hard Phillies fan, works hard for his money. We bought these tickets. Let's go to the game. He said, "No, let's stay and watch the horse race."
Smarty Jones took over the area, dude.
It was amazing.
I got to tell you, that and the Delco Pooper. I mean, it's like when we get a story this town, we sink our teeth into it.
Now, Johnny, who's your irrational hate and what stems from it? Because you are somebody that's a little less hatred, filled with hate like me.
It takes a lot more for me to get to that. Rondé Barber.
Oh, yeah.
And I have told Rondé Barber that I remember everything about that Tampa Bay championship, everything about it. That NFC title game,
coach,
everything about that bothered me. That whole thing bothered me. I've had the discussion on air with John Gruden about it, and he told me that I should pay. He would actually pay for me to go see a counselor about that day because I told him, I said it's the worst loss of my life. And the thing is, now I feel like it's been cleansed with the 2 Super Bowl parades. I feel like it's been cleansed. Like I've gotten past it because it was psychosis.
Right.
The closing down of the vet was psychosis. That loss, but that one, Joe Juravicius.
Yeah.
Not only was he a Penn State, but that whole thing that just tore me apart.
He's a brethren.
That was one that just absolutely tore me apart.
He's a litho.
Leon Stickle.
Yep.
Now, how would you even know that one?
Well, my dad has told me stories.
Me and Leon Stickle. Stories. For those who are too young. 1981, it is the spring. The Flyers are in the Stanley Cup Finals. It is Game 6 at Long Island, and it is not the game-winning goal. And a lot of youngsters don't know. They think it's the game-winning goal. No, it was an earlier goal in the game. There was a clearly offsides goal.
Yep.
It was missed. They didn't have replay. Leon Stickle missed the call. And because of that, it ends up the game went to overtime. It shouldn't have gone to overtime.
Right.
Flyers should have won a regulation, and then it would have been Game 7 back in Philadelphia, and I don't think that Flyers team loses.
Yeah.
I don't think they lose. You're talking about a team who had gone a 35-game unbeaten streak.
And that's a name that whenever you hear it,
Leon Stickle.
You cringe.
And he was hated from that point on. He blew a call in the biggest of games.
Yeah.
And so Bobby Nystrom's another one. He scored the game-winning goal in that game, and I hated it. I mean, I just hated him forever.
Now, I think mine is rational, but there are probably people listening right now that will say it is irrational.
Why is that?
But people, I think, are starting to finally catch on. My hatred for J.J. Redick.
No, that's absolutely rational.
The current J.J. Redick, not the Duke, because obviously everybody hated J.J. Redick when he was at Duke. But the current version of J.J. Redick, when he was with the Sixers, had a handshake agreement that he would get the big payday, and then he would take less to stay with the team that they were building to be championship contenders.
Well, remember, he wanted to be closer.
Yeah, he wanted to be closer to home in Brooklyn.
How do you ruin a guy that wants to be closer to his family?
Yeah, he wanted to be closer to his family in Brooklyn, so that's why he went to New Orleans.
And then he gets mad at them when he gets traded to Milwaukee.
Then he got mad at Dallas.
Dallas.
He got mad that he was traded. He thought that he deserved enough respect to pick where he wanted to go.
Which is,
I hate that.
Truly arrogant.
Then he does ESPN, and everybody loved him because he would talk back to Stephen A. Smith. Oh, yeah, he knows real ball. And then if you ever listen to his podcast, and I would every once in a while, he talked down to every NBA fan. He acted like he knew more than anybody ever in the sport of basketball. And you saw that happen this series against the Timberwolves. Not taking a single player out throughout the entire first half. All 5 starters
Which,
played.
by the way, had not happened since the 70s.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's as if he didn't know what to do as a coach.
And then he storms off during his press conference because he didn't like that he was asked if he was going to listen.
How dare you?
Yeah, because he was asked, are you going to listen to your veteran assistant coaches? This guy, I will forever feel a certain type of way because of what he did to the Sixers, and it's only gotten worse over the years. We want to hear from you.
I love that.
That's like the promo. 610-632-0975.
We got a lot to say.
Give us a couple of your hates and explain why. Also, back to the Jahad Campbell conversation, John.